My name is Trainmaster04 and welcome to the world of model trains. Today I will be talking about how you could get yourself started in this wonderful hobby of a lifetime. In this hobby there are many ways you could actually get into it. For example, you could go ahead and start at the very top, get the best of the best, as in locomotives and control systems. Or you could get something that is a little cheaper, or finally even just get something from, say, the 1950s. But personally, I feel there's an even better way than doing that. That is actually very simple and easy. And it's through a starter set. Now, you may be wondering, what in the world is even a starter set? How much does it cost? And also, what is even in the starter set? Well, this video will give you a better idea of what a starter set is. So, what is a starter set? As the name portrays, a starter set is a set that actually gets you started in things. But what is in a starter set? So, in a starter set, they come with the basics. They come with the track, the power source to power the track, and a locomotive and cars. Here is a better look of what the set actually includes in the sense of track, power, and controlling it. In this set, the track that is used is called Fast Track. Oops. It's a simple track system that Lionel has been using for a little over a decade, and it's a simple snap-together system. Next, we have the remote control. The remote control is a simple system where the wheel is the throttle and you have your sound buttons underneath it. Next, for the power source, it's just a simple wall plug-in power source and a plug at the other end. In starter sets that have steam locomotives, they usually come with a little 080 switcher. Now, let me explain what 080 means. It means that there are no wheels in the front, 8 driving wheels in the middle, and 0 wheels in the back. This, in other words, 080. Now, these locomotives are made to be as simple but efficient as possible. For example, this locomotive goes forward and backwards and produces sound. But also, with the thought of simplicity, but also in the sense of ruggedness, it is made out of what's called die-cast metal. In most starter sets, they usually come with either 3 freight cars, or in passenger starter sets, they come with 3 passenger cars. In this case, this set comes with 3 boxcars. Or not 3 boxcars, 3 freight cars. A boxcar, a tank car, and a caboose. Now, all 3 of these cars have 2 working couplers, and that are very simple to use. For example, uncouple, coupled. Another feature about this locomotive is how they connect together, or how the locomotive and the tender connect to each other. It is through an electrical drawbar system, which means that the locomotive itself takes the power from the track and draws and delivers it into the tender so that the sounds can work properly. But how do you connect them together? Well, it's a very simple system. First, you pick up the locomotive, line the drawbars together, put them into place, and push them together. Simple as 1, 2, 3. One last thing before I start this locomotive up and show you some of the sound features in it is, what do these sets cost? Well, that would depend on the type of size of set you get. For example, this set would be considered right in the middle, meaning it has a smaller locomotive and a simple consist of cars. Whereas if you get a passenger set, for example, a Polar Express train set, they will be a little bit more expensive because it has a bigger locomotive. Also, it has a more elaborate type of cars, passenger cars. This means that the price will be up compared to this locomotive, or to this set. Now, there are cheaper sets depending on the size of locomotive you get and also what type of cars you get. But in all these sets, they have the same type of features, for example, bell, whistle, or horn, crew talk, smoke if you get a steam locomotive, and all of them include a power pack, track, and a simple to use guide. With that said, what are the prices? Well, for example, this set actually costs around into the low 400 range. But some other sets, like with a smaller locomotive, they range around to the mid to high 300s or into the 400s. Whereas the bigger sets, they could go up to 400 to 450. Not bad compared to what I've seen, but also reasonable to the buyer. Now that you have a better understanding of what a starter set is and what comes in a starter set, let's now have some fun by running it around the layout. As you can see, the locomotive is now powered up, and it's already producing noise. This is normal. Right off the bat, you can tell that there's a illuminated headlight, as well as besides the sounds. But what are some of the sounds? Well, let me show you. Here is the whistle, or horn if you get a set that has a diesel locomotive. Here is the bell. That sound effect is in all starter sets. And finally, here is the crew talk.
Dispatcher here. You are cleared outbound. Over. Thank you much. Cleared outbound. Out.
Now take note that the crew sounds will be different depending on how long the locomotive has been idling, and also if it's in motion or not. For example, we just got a clear signal, meaning that the locomotive has sat on the track long enough for it to give that. Whereas if I started this locomotive, if I pressed the crew talk button right when I started the locomotive, it would probably give me a no clearance voice. I will play one of the crew chatter talk while the locomotive is in motion.
Here. You are cleared outbound. Over. Thank you much. Cleared outbound. Out.
Well, looks like we've got a clear signal, so let's get this locomotive rolling. Wow, wasn't that fun? Finally, I want to leave this video on one final note. Where can you buy these sets? The best place to get them is usually online if you do not have your own local hobby shop. If you do, you can probably ask your local dealer to either pre-order one of these sets, or if they do have them in stock, they can help you further from there. But let me give you some names to websites that would have these sets. These sets can be usually found online from Lionel.com, the producer, or you can find them at these two other locations. They are trainworld.com and charlesrowe.com. I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoyed it and also found it very interesting and making you want to get into this hobby. Personally, I can tell you this is a very wonderful hobby. Before you go, please press the subscription button and also press like if you liked this video. Also, leave a comment on how I can do better, and also if you would like to see more videos of new or old products, which videos of those will be coming out soon. Thank you very much again for clicking on this. My name is Trainmaster04, and have a good day. Bye.